If you're looking for a nice classy card for Dad for upcoming Father's Day, or actually, if you modify it, you can use it for a variety of things. We've got just the card for you, and we've got about 26 days until Father's Day. So you got about 4 weeks, and a set of cards that were designed for this upcoming Father's Day are going to go together really quick, and you'll see that here in just a moment. So let's take a look at what we have here. As you can see, we've got a nice fedora and a little suit. Very simple little caption, cuts out in one piece. So that's going to go together really quick. And let's just do a little bit of paper piecing first. Now, we're going to put this together flat, and then we're actually going to pop dot this or use some foam squares to get this in place. And you're going to start off with this layer here. I'm going to glue this layer to this layer. And you'll notice that I did some subtle inking here around just these areas because the rest of these are going to be hidden. So no need to waste ink in areas where we're not going to be using it. But let's just jump right in here. And we're going to throw some glue right on this element. And I wouldn't even really consider this a 3D project. It's mostly just a series of paper piecing, very simple, and we'll kind of jazz it up a little bit more at the end with just some gold pearls. Okay, so this is going to go on this piece, just kind of using that back layer as a shadow layer. Just put it right on top so everything matches up nicely. Okay, and next I'm going to put this piece on right here. I took a little bit of a dark brown, a very dark brown, and inked the edges of this just to kind of make it stand out a bit. So let's get that in place. Just go easy on the glue. Don't need a lot. It's really not that large of a piece. Okay, and just want to match this up with the sides. I'll just pop that in place, and you can see here on the right side there's a little buttonhole. Just want to match that up as accurately as you can. Just like that. Very simple. And of course, got a nice dotted tie, really tiny little polka dots. Also inked this with a little bit of blue. And we're going to throw this on right here. And that should fit just like a little puzzle piece right in there. Okay, there's a nice little suit. And of course, we've got the matching hat. I'm going to start off with this larger layer here. We're going to glue this layer right on top of it. Just go easy on the glue again. Don't need to go too crazy. So I feel like with this bundle, we've kind of spanned most of the generations of dads. I know that myself included, well, I'm not a dad, but I am raising some kids. We can be kind of hard to make things for, especially because I feel like with guys it's sports and, you know, there's some hobbies here and there, but I would say that a lot of them involve things that include copyrights, and because of licensing, we really can't do anything specific to a specific sports team or movie or whatever it may be, whether it be Harley Davidson or, you know, whatever it might be. So trying to come up with some things that will appeal to a variety of generations. Okay, so we're going to put the little band on there, and I hit this with a little bit of brown ink as well, like a tan color, and throw the little feather on there. Very subtle. This thing's pretty small, so just a couple little drops of glue will do. Don't need to go overboard. I just kind of hit one side of this with a little bit of blue ink just to jazz it up ever so slightly. And then we have a little dimensional piece here. If you want, you can absolutely pop dot this on there. My pop dots are really thick. I think that this will look just fine glued down, since we are pop dotting the entire element here onto the card once we're done. Okay, so there's our little jacket, our suit, I should say, along with the nice little hat. And all we need to do is actually put the card together. Very simple. This is going to go on the front. Then we have a nice little insert, same shape, that goes on the inside. I did a little bit of inking on that as well. Perfect for your stamp, little note, some signatures, whatever it may be. And let's get this in place. We're gonna go easy on the glue with this. We don't need a lot. Just focus on making sure that you're getting enough glue around the perimeter. And it's a pretty large piece, so move quickly. A little bit in the center, don't need to go overboard. And then I would probably just hit some of these little cutouts that are a little delicate so they don't get torn up. Okay, and I'm absolutely going to just kind of dab that with my finger so that when I put this down, it doesn't go all over the place. You'll notice that there are a series of little markers that kind of hug the little cutouts there. You just want to make sure that you get those placed correctly. That'll help you ensure that you've got this lined up as accurately as possible. There we go. Not bad. Real quick card. Okay, get that in place. Just make sure that these little delicate cutouts here aren't kind of going left or right. They're nice and centered. They may have a tendency to shift around here and there. Now, before we put the pop dots in place for the two elements, let's get this insert in place. Same as the front, just focus on the perimeter. Make sure that that gets just enough glue so that it doesn't come peeling away. And then we'll kind of anchor it with a little bit of glue in the middle as well. And you will notice that there are also some markers in there as well. Make sure you get that nice and centered and nice and aligned so everything looks symmetrical. And voila, press that down. And that's your card, almost. There we go. Okay, now the front of this card, you will notice that we do have a series of markers. Now with this pattern piece, it may be a little difficult to see. I'm trying to find it here. And okay, so let's grab our two elements, and I'm just going to put a series of little foam squares on the back of these. You can glue it down flat if you'd like, but I think that'll really make it pop, obviously, if we add some dimension to it. I think that would be nice. Dad will probably appreciate that. That's probably enough for that. I think 3 will do. We'll put one up here, and then maybe one down here, and one more right about here. Let's peel these back. And the hat's gonna go above the Father's Day portion up here, and the suit's gonna go below it. And all we wanna do is just make sure that we get that nice and centered. The two little humps on top of the hat are, well, the one on the right, you want it to be just slightly below the second P in the word happy. Okay, there we go. And let's peel these off. And that is going to go right below it. You want to make sure that you get it nice and centered. Right about, let me take a look at our, oops. That looks good right about there. There we go. Okay, there we go. Nice simple card for Dad. And of course, yeah, that looks really snazzy actually. I dig it. Really cool. Very simple, very quick. And just like any card that you get from Dreaming Tree, we've also included a coordinating envelope. I've already pre-folded everything, and we do have this little piece for the flap, just to kind of give it a nice two-tone look. And what we'll do, this little insert here, or this piece here, it's going to pretty much cover the entire section here, so we can absolutely, without any worry, put our glue on the actual flap that's connected to the envelope. So get your glue on there, and then we'll also want to make sure that we get a little bit of glue on the sections here with the letter D cut out. And what I'll do is I'll take this and just kind of nudge it up into the fold, make sure it's centered, and then just go ahead and press that down until everything's making good contact. There we go. And I don't know why, but anytime I make an envelope, I kind of think about changing a baby. So we're gonna take the two sides, bring them in, put a little bit of glue just right here on the inside. Way too much glue there. I don't want the paper to warp. And give that a little bit of glue as well, just like that. And fold this up, press that down and hold it. I've got some ink on my fingers. Did a little bit of inking today to get everything prepped. Sometimes it doesn't come off very well. Okay, just hold that in place for a few seconds until it fully sets. And here I go, jumping the gun again. We'll pop this in here. You can see it fits beautifully. Close it up, and your card is ready to go. Now, again, these little corners here lend themselves to a nice little embellishment. I'm going to add some little gold pearls in all four corners, and that'll do it. Very simple card, very quick, cuts out really quick. Just a few colors. You really can't mess it up. Dad will absolutely appreciate it. And hopefully you love it as much as we do. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me in this super quick tutorial for our Fedora hat card. If you enjoyed the video, please take a moment and visit our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, and while you're there, hit that little bell so that you get notifications anytime we release a new product, freebie, or even any of our educational videos. And if you make this or anything from our new Father's Day bundle, we'd love to see it, and so would the 20-some thousand plus streamers that inspire us daily. So head on over to your Facebook, do a search for Dreaming Tree Group, or you can use this little URL here to get there directly, and join us. A lot of good stuff going on there. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Happy Father's Day to all the dads, and I look forward to crafting with you again.